Hello, heroes. Joe Smith. Got, you know, crazy times. Guess it's crazy times. Got another awkward story. I saw in the news. A couple of channels report on it. It's a local CBS affiliate in Miami reported on it. They're on YouTube. You can look it up. Not going to mention any names. Not going to mention the city's name, school's name, or that. Um, not trying make anyone sound bad until full investigation is done and all that things are settled through courts. But apparently, this town in Florida, it sounds like it was, or near Miami, this girl, 13-year-old girl, going to a charter school, um, and apparently some other like girl, 13-year-old girl, maybe 14, don't know. They didn't say any details on the other girl, but apparently this other girl had been bullying the first girl some, and the second girl, who remains unidentified completely, created like a fake Instagram account or fake Facebook or both, and through those fake accounts, uh, or created these fake accounts pretending to be the first girl, this 13-year-old victim. And through those fake accounts, posted bomb threats posing as the first girl uh, to their charter school that they both went to. This caused the school, I guess the school saw them, someone saw them, something or other, and called the police. And then the police arrested this 13-year-old girl, put her in a juvenile center for 2 weeks until she was released, or don't know if it was like through bail eventually or charges. Sounds like charges were dropped, and they found out that the accounts were fake, and they arrested this other girl now. So the second girl posed as the first girl and created fake accounts on Instagram, Facebook, and as posted as the first girl, made bomb threats to the school, causing the first girl to get arrested, spent 2 weeks in juvenile center, uh, which just ruined her life, of course. So now the second girl that made the fake accounts has been arrested, is being charged with something or other. They didn't give details on any of the stories and no information to her identity, of course. But the parents of the first girl, the 13-year-old, that got arrested because of these fake profiles and fake threats, is suing those responsible for having her locked up for 2 weeks. They are suing Facebook and Instagram, they are suing the school, and they're suing the city police. So yeah, they're suing everyone responsible for having her locked up. And you might be thinking, that's kind of why Joe Smith paused there for a sec. Wait, they're suing the people responsible. They're suing the person responsible for this. There's no mention of the other girl or her family being sued. In fact, they aren't being sued. Yes, the girl that created the fake account is not being sued. Her family is not being sued. The one person responsible for this is not being sued. Instead, they're suing Facebook and Instagram because they allowed fake accounts to be created. They're suing the school, a charter school, for reporting bomb threats to the police, even though they turned out to be fake and through fake accounts. And they're suing the police for doing their job and arresting the person they thought made the bomb threats, whether legit or fake. And you could probably claim that the police, the school, and even Facebook are all kind of victims in this as well. So why are they being sued and not the girl or her family that made the fake accounts and the fake bomb threats in the first place? Well, you see, the 13-year-old girl, the victim here, was black. The other girl that made the fake accounts and the fake bomb threats, posing as the first black girl, is also black. And the black girl and her family don't have no money. So let's blame Whitey. Let's sue Facebook and Instagram because they're owned by white folk. Let's sue the police because the city police chief is a white guy. And let's sue the school because they're ran by white people and they all got money. All these white folk got money, so let's sue all the white folk. Yes, city police has arrested the girl, and she's facing some serious charges too for that made the fake accounts. Facebook and Instagram has deleted those fake accounts. What's Facebook and Instagram supposed to do? You got to send in like proof of photo ID. Oh wait, the Democrats say that's racist. You shouldn't need photo ID to verify your identity to vote, so why should you need photo ID and verification to create a Facebook or Instagram account? So if Facebook or Instagram starts requiring photo ID to prove your identity, are they going to be called racist? Because black 13-year-old girls don't have driver's licenses to prove their identity, create their Instagram account. Well, white 13-year-old girls don't either. Neither do Asian 13-year-old girls. So, like, how's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and whoever else supposed to verify identity before creating accounts? Use like ID Me service like the IRS does or something? After you jump through hoops, spend 3 hours trying to create a Gmail account or a YouTube account or Facebook account? Have to put more effort into creating your Instagram account than it takes to vote? Even in Georgia or Texas? If you want the person responsible, sue the family of the girl who done it. The girl's 13, 14, whatever, so yeah, you can't legally technically sue her, but you can sue the parents for not being better parents, I guess, and hold them responsible for the actions of their kids, just like the parents of that kid in Michigan, Detroit, wherever, that shot that school, whose parents got arrested for giving him the gun. Facebook and Instagram, as much as Joe Smith here hates them, didn't, didn't put this 13-year-old girl in jail or juvenile center. They didn't go to her house and arrest her. They didn't know who was creating the accounts. They didn't know what was being posted. The school didn't put her in jail. The school just had a bomb threat. The police were just doing their job. Everyone's like freaking out and all pissed off because It's like, oh, parents were told and school knew and teachers knew that this kid in Michigan last year was drawing pictures showing people shot and writing stuff that sounded kind of disturbing, and they all thought the kid should be taken out of school or whatever and sent home, but the parents said that the kids should be left in school or something or other, so everyone's freaking out over that. So it's like, oh, so there's a bomb threat on Instagram directed towards a certain school, so people are just supposed to wait a couple weeks while it's investigated to see if it's real or not. Like, everyone's complaining about authorities and police and school and whatnot waiting too long and causing the kids in Michigan get shot and killed last year from that kid in jail now, and whose parents are in jail now too. So the school saw a bomb threat, and they didn't want anyone killed, so they called the police. And the profile originally appeared to be this 13-year-old girl, who appears to be a very nice young lady, nice young gal, or that. Um, doesn't look like she would even harm a fly. It looks like she's probably got a bright future in front of her. She's probably like a smart girl and all that. So, yeah, I kind of feel real bad that this happened to her, but at the same time, if it turned out to actually be her and legit, and she blew the school up and killed everyone, then people are going to be suing and throwing fits over, like, why didn't someone take this threat seriously and do something sooner instead of waiting to investigate for 2 weeks to see if it was really her or a fake profile? It's like, no matter what you do, you can't win. Take action right away and take precaution, and then it's like, oh, you get sued, you're blamed or whatever. If it turns out you're wrong. But if you don't take action right away and you wait to investigate further and something happens and people die, then you're blamed for not doing something sooner, for not taking it seriously. So the school took it seriously, the police took it seriously. They put her in a juvenile center while they investigated. During their investigation, they found out that, yeah, those profiles were not actually her and created by this other person, and they arrested the other person and released the first girl. Just like they're supposed to do. So, no idea why the school or police are getting sued. No idea why Facebook or Instagram are getting sued. Because they're all just as much as the victim as this poor 13-year-old girl was. But because the actual suspect or perpetrator, the accused suspect that's in custody now, of making these fake accounts and posting these fake bomb threats, posing as the first girl, she don't have no money. Her black family don't have no money. So no point in suing them. So let's sue the other victims. Because they all got money. And that's one of the biggest things wrong in America right now. As tragic as this was, it happened to this poor black 13-year-old girl who looks all innocent, adorable child. Probably bright future. Hopefully she becomes president of the United States someday. Or CEO of a big company or something. Hopefully she has a bright future. Hopefully she gets over this. And has a bright future ahead of her. That's what Joe Smith here is praying for. But if you want justice, if you want the person responsible, you gotta sue the girl and the family responsible. You gotta take action against them. Criminal charges are already filed against the girl. She's in custody. If the family don't got no money, not worth suing, then just going to have to write it off and move on with your life. But Facebook, Instagram had no knowledge of any of this stuff. They didn't put her in jail for 2 weeks. And the school and the police just did what they're supposed to do to protect people and keep people from being killed. Otherwise, they would have got blamed and sued even more. So, suing Facebook, Instagram, school, and police just because the actual suspect or her family don't got money, it's the wrong thing to do. You want justice? Seek justice. If you just want to take advantage of a bad situation to try and get rich, well, do what you're doing. And there's plenty of white people that do the same thing too. It's not just a black thing. But just something that Joe Smith sees way too often. It's like everyone's trying to sue to get rich, and then they're suing the wrong people because a person or whoever's responsible don't got no money, ain't worth suing, so they try and find someone else to sue. Thanks for watching. Joe Smith signing out.